Okay, so this game is called Planet Alpha, and I was like, hold up, let me move my webcam here for a sec, so you can maybe see that's Planet Alpha. Okay, now that you've seen that, I will move the webcam back. Yeah, so this is, I guess technically in terms of genre, it's a platformer. I'd also call it like an adventure game of sorts. This is not where I want to pick up, though. Let me get to... I guess I could do a new game, but I don't know if that'll like completely erase my progress from the previous stuff. I guess I'll just load up chapter 1 and go from there. This game, if you have ever seen or played the games, you know what? Yeah, whatever, we'll just go from here. If you've ever seen or played the games Limbo or Inside, it kind of has a feel reminiscent to those in terms of gameplay. Like, the control scheme is real simple. You pretty much just move around. You can jump. You can move stuff. This game does eventually have the added wrinkle of being able to kind of manipulate time, or at least the time of day. And that becomes necessary for solving certain puzzles that let you progress, further through. But yeah, whether it's just jumping on different platforms or dragging stuff or changing time, that's kind of the main, I guess, puzzle, I'm going to air quote puzzle solving in this game. The basic story is that you, seemingly crash land on this planet. I mean, you were here to do something anyway, but yeah, you crash land on this planet, and then after some hobbling along and recovering while the credits roll, then you kind of go back to normal movement and you try to figure out what's going on with the world. Either just escape it because you crash landed on it, or I think there's a way, there might be like sort of a true ending to it that gets like a certain thing accomplished that you're trying to stop, which was probably the main reason for coming to the planet in the first place, unless it was a pure crash landing and I'm just getting things mixed up. I will say, the visuals in this game, though, are just stunning in some moments. As it is kind of sort of trying to show off here early on. But, yeah, so visually, I'd almost equate this to something more like a Journey, or, oh shoot, what was the other game in the same vein that was like that? But anyway, like this game definitely, I would say, has better visuals, or I don't know, like, it's hard to really compare artistic styles and say one's better than the other, but it's definitely more colorful and vibrant than either Limbo or Inside, the games I compared it to earlier. The gameplay might be similar, sure, but visually it is nowhere near those games. So yeah, you kind of just progress through, moving, jumping, ducking as needed. And you get a lot of scenery like this throughout the game. Which, this is even more so what I meant when describing it as, like, really colorful and vibrant. I fell to my death there. Already. Because I didn't realize that there was a lower platform here that I'm supposed to drop onto and then jump across. Yeah, there are also, as you go through certain chapters, there are, like, kind of secrets that you can find. And those could be important to, you know, revealing the true ending. There was also a particular puzzle the first time I played through this, kind of late in the game, that I just could not figure out for the life of me. And I was not in a position to really look it up. So that probably would have also revealed a secret that would have helped me unlock the true ending. So yeah, that's the general gist of this game. There are some moments, especially as you get a bit past the opening here, you'll encounter some enemies that, like, there seems to be, I don't know, you have to put quite a bit of effort into figuring out their patterns and what triggers them and that kind of thing. So, it's quite possible that you'll die a lot. Especially if you are trying to rush through it, sort of like I did there. And, it's a part that really shouldn't be rushed through. Okay, so, we have now gotten to the point where we can start manipulating time stuff. You do that with the triggers. Right trigger seems to move it further ahead, I guess. And then left trigger would move it back. And at least for the moment, it seems I can only do that at certain spots. Later on, it's almost like I can do that anywhere. But I'm really not quite sure where that cutoff point is. Okay, probably need to drag this down. Probably all the way down here, so that I can use it to jump up this way. I also really kind of like adding to the visual appeal. I kind of like some of the creatures that you find in this, especially the ones that aren't, you know, just like out to kill you. I almost wonder if there could be some sort of... Nope, okay. So that's the problem with having secrets throughout the game. Like, I want to try and find the secrets, but sometimes I do things that cause me to die because of wanting to find the secrets. Honestly, I did not even see... I didn't even take a look at the ESRB rating for this game. This is one I very much would have thought would be like an E10 plus, at least. Or maybe I should say at most. I mean, the puzzle solving is probably going to be a bit complex for, you know, a younger child, so wouldn't recommend this for all ages by any means, but I mean, it's not like so complex that I would say, oh yeah, definitely only teenagers and up. Wow, there's a lot of stuff that I'm dragging in here. Should I be doing that next? Maybe I need the big thing here next. I don't... Or... Better... Maybe... Also, can I drop down here? Should I drop down here? Well, it seems like I can't, so... No real option of whether or not I should. So yeah, that's just kind of the general gist of how Planet Alpha works. Because of the visual appeal, I tend to think pretty highly of this game. It's not particularly long, and that's about the only knock that I have against it. Okay, there we go. Gotta kind of move it. There we go. In case you didn't catch that, I was trying to line those up similar to how it showed up there. Those are usually the only puzzle hints that it gives you throughout the game. And now you get to see kind of an overview of the planet. Even potentially jumping into the hologram of said planet if you want. And it's kind of laying out, okay, here's the path that you're going to be taking throughout your journey with various checkpoints along the way. And all the while, planet is in trouble of some sort. Or maybe it's even saying that once you get near the end, the planet's like gonna collapse or something. Hello. These dudes are not friendly. Yeah, so your main antagonists in this game basically are robots. Sometimes you can just crawl through the grass, kind of hide from them that way. Other times you kind of can't, and you have to watch their movement patterns and whatnot. For now, I think the game keeps it pretty simple. Anyway, am I supposed to go up here? I'm not sure I'm supposed to go up here. Let me drop down, please. So anyway, I think he saw me. Yeah, it doesn't take long between when they see you and when you die. That can sometimes get a little bit frustrating trying to get past some of these enemies. But yeah, overall, especially if you like kind of shorter game experiences that move you pretty quickly through the story, with really more of a focus on gameplay than on the actual story, this is a solid game to pick up, I would say. Rating out of 10, I feel like I would give it at least an 8. I do kind of wish it was longer, and that's why I don't necessarily instinctually rate it more than an 8. But also, like, for what's here, it's pretty solid. Like, not a whole lot to complain about in terms of a game experience. So yeah, I guess that really kind of sums up my overall thoughts on Planet Alpha. And I mean, you've seen most of what it's like, so I don't think there's really too much to tell you about it otherwise. Then it's just up to you whether or not you would want to buy this game. I, of course, got it for free with Xbox Live Gold, like I did with the vast majority of the games that I have. I doubt it's free anymore. But, I mean, if you see other similar games like Limbo or Outside at their... I think they usually float around like a $5 to $10 price point. That I would expect this game to have a similar price tag. And I can honestly say it's probably worth paying that much if you're really that interested in the game. So anyway, I think that'll kind of wrap it up for my review of Planet Alpha. Okay, so there are some of my thoughts and sort of a review of Planet Alpha. I did confirm on the Xbox Game Store that it is $10, so I'd say that's fairly well worth the price. It's, again, my main knock on it is it can be a bit on the short side of things. Although as far as these kinds of games go, it's not, like, terribly short. You'll still get a solid few hours out of it for sure. And if you try to go completionist on it, probably gets you closer to maybe the 10-hour mark. Just depending on whether you use walkthroughs or, you know, you're just really good at figuring out the puzzles and finding the secrets. But I digress. So, anyway, yeah. I guess that's all my thoughts about Planet Alpha then. I'd say it's a fairly solid game within the genre. I just kind of wish they could do like a prequel or sequel or have more within this storyline. But anyway, as always, like and share if you enjoyed the video and want others to see. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get updates when I post new videos. Look down in the description to get info on other social media pages and all that good stuff. And leave comments down below there with any thoughts you have. Like if there are other games that you would like me to do a review of, or maybe a full playthrough. If you want me to do a full playthrough of this game, let me know down below. So, that's it for now. Hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see you for the next video. But until then, stay cool, people.